Today is the day you've been dreading. You stayed up all night cramming in hours of formulas and numbers. Finally, when you look at the time, it hits you in the face. You have school in 4 hours. You prayed that you were ready for this algebra final. You walk into class with dark circles under your eyes and believe you're ready to at least not fail this final. Sound familiar? Now imagine that you didn't understand the whole year's worth of material. You just didn't understand and couldn't comprehend the material like the rest of the class. You are completely and utterly unprepared for this final. Frustration can grow through this confusion. This is the way people affected with learning disabilities feel when it comes to school. The majority of high school and college students are unaware of the struggles that their fellow classmates go through to just learn the same things as you and I do. My goal today with this speech is to simply inform you about learning disabilities and what people affected with them go through. The term learning disability is commonly thrown around, but what does it really mean? According to Oxford Languages, a learning disability is defined as a condition giving rise to difficulties in acquiring knowledge and skills to the level expected of those of the same age, when not associated with a physical handicap. This definition, simply put, means there's difficulty learning the same knowledge as people of the same age as you do. Now you're thinking this sounds serious, and you are also thinking how many people struggle in this way. The answer is up to 10% of the population is affected with some kind of learning disability. This roughly translates to about 2 to 3 people per classroom. Think back to high school and your classrooms now. Look around and just see how many people are struggling with it. They just don't understand the way the teacher's teaching and they are frustrated. Look around and see if you notice anybody. Although there are many different kinds of learning disabilities, there are 3 main types: reading disabilities, written language disabilities, and math disabilities. It seems that there's a disability for each class, so no matter what classroom you are in, there is always somebody struggling. Struggling in a way that is different from just a normal struggle, but a struggle that they just can't understand. This topic is a topic I chose intentionally because out of the 3 of my other siblings, I'm the only one not affected with a learning disability. This topic hits close to home, and I strongly believe that more people need to know more about learning disabilities. I have seen firsthand the hardship kids go through to simply learn and keep up with the rest of their classmates without having to sacrifice their social needs and encounters. I have also seen the emotionally heartbreaking meltdowns over not understanding the way the teacher is teaching. Kids with learning disabilities are just like everyone else in school. They simply just learn in different ways than the majority, and in ways that are slower. I also know the other end of the story, though, the teacher's end, so to speak. I have throughout my high school and college career have always been the one to help my siblings understand or reteach them the material. I know the struggle and frustration that comes to the person with a learning disability can cause. Although we know these people affected with learning disabilities don't intentionally try to make us frustrated or mad, they just simply don't understand, which makes them mad. It's hard for the person not affected with a learning disability to understand what is going on inside the brain of the person that is affected and how much they are actually comprehending and understanding your teachings. And it can be frustrating when you just want to help and they just can't understand. In classroom settings, teachers have to strategically navigate the rough terrain of ensuring the affected child is actually comprehending while also not causing any social negatives. The sad truth is that kids with learning disabilities are often bullied. This then leads to the child not seeking out help, which can lead to a failed class. The social lives of affected kids are sadly almost non-existent. The ugly cycle is part of the struggle many affected kids go through. I hope through my personal connection to this topic that you can not only learn but feel the way affected kids feel with learning disabilities and go through some of the things they go through. Their struggles don't just magically stop after high school. They continue in different ways as they grow up, they have to do adult things like everyone else. I mean, come on, I struggle to do adult things. Even the most experienced people like Mrs. McNamara struggle as well. The point of this speech is to show you some of the struggles and just expose you to what is actually happening. And there's also a point just to be nicer to everyone, not just to people with learning disabilities, but to everyone you encounter. Not everyone is 100% all the time. You don't ever know what's going on in someone's life. So I encourage you to be nice, show and spread love. And the next time you see somebody struggling, try to help them or teach them in a way that hasn't been taught to them before. And if you're struggling with the same topic, share your struggle so they know they're not alone. Sharing a struggle can often lead to better learning in the end. I hope you guys learned some helpful information about learning disabilities and that you know now that it's not easy for anybody